Morning everyone, I am Jonelyn Pasignasigna of Aton Central Elementary School. So today I'm going to present to you the part 1 of our report entitled Water Disposal and Climate Change. Part 2 will be discussed by Ms. Aryan Meiji Tausa about biodiversity and deforestation. So let's proceed to the objectives. First is describe the meaning of waterways. Next is enumerate and understand the effects of waterways in the environment. Third, enumerate the activities and how to mitigate the effects of wastewater in the environment. Determine the cause of climate change. Enumerate the effects of climate change. So let's proceed to the pre-test. You can answer if you have a prior knowledge about this. What is the most essential natural resource? Give the effects of waterways in the environment. What are some steps that could mitigate the effects of waterways in the environment? What is climate forces mean? What is the most important cause of climate change? Give the effects of climate change. So let's proceed to the introduction about water, disposal, and climate change. So when we say water, it is essentially a precious natural resource. This resource is adequate for our needs, and even so, there is increased pollution and depletion of this resource. Hence, there is a need to conserve the water we currently have, which can be done through recycling. Recycling water will help save the environment and also preserve water stores. Wastewater is any water that has been contaminated by human use. Wastewater is used water from any combination of domestic, industrial, commercial, and agricultural activities. So what is a climate change? Climate change is a long-term change in the average weather patterns that have come to define Earth's local, regional, and global climates. These changes have a broad range of observed effects that are synonymous with the term. Let's proceed to the scope or the content of our topics. What exactly is wastewater? So when we say wastewater, refers to any liquid waste or sewage that comes from household, hospitals, factories, and any other structures that use water in its facilities. It is by the product of the usage of water. What are the effects of wastewater in the environment? So number 1, water and habitat contamination. So that's the effect. Number 2, squalors. And when we say squalor, the lower part of the ground will be lessened. Number 3, soil degradation. Number 4, it contains harmful substances. Number 5, wastewater effects on water bodies. Number 6, other harmful characteristic of wastewater, like disrupting ecosystem. So how do we mitigate? When we say mitigate, it make lesser the effects of wastewater on the environment. So let's make it simple. How do we make lesser the effects of wastewater on the environment? One is conserve water. So we need to conserve water, especially in our household chores. Minimize the polluting contents of wastewater. Innovative decentralized water technology. Wastewater regeneration technologies. So now let's proceed to the second topic about climate change. So what is the most important cause of climate change? So the answer is human activity is the main cause of climate change. People burn fossil fuels and convert land from forest to agriculture. Burning fossil fuels produce carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas. It is called a greenhouse gas because it produces a greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect makes the earth warmer, just as a greenhouse is warmer than its surrounding. So the carbon dioxide is the main cause of human-induced climate change. What are the climate forcers? So when we say climate forcers, carbon dioxide and other substances are referred to as climate forcers because they force or push the climate towards being warmer or cooler. They do this by affecting the flow of energy coming into the Earth's climate ecosystem. What can be done about climate change? So what are we going to do? Global warming can only be stopped by reducing global emission of carbon dioxide from human fossil fuel combustion and industrial processes to zero. Temperature will be remain essentially constant at its new warmer level. The effects of climate change. Change will be continued through this century and beyond. That's the first. Next, temperatures will continue to rise. Number 3, frost-free season and growing season will lengthen. So take a look at the picture. Number 4, changes in precipitation patterns. Number 5, more droughts and heat waves. Number 6, hurricanes will become stronger and more intense. And number 7, sea level will rise 1 to 8 feet by 2100 or 2100. Number 8, Arctic likely to become ice-free. There's no more ice in the Arctic. So let's proceed. So the effects of the climate change is what we call longer effects. Considered longer effects. Let's proceed to the post-test. So post-test here, what is water? Enumerate the effects of waterways in the environment. How could you mitigate the effects of waterways in the environment? What is the most important cause of climate change? Enumerate the future effects of climate change. So that's all about my report. Hope you have digest and get some information about my report. Thank you so much for listening and watching.